Well, I broadcast from a TV tray.
Oh,
That's my
very
office.
nice.
My
I
office
love it.
is a TV tray in the toy room.
Is it like a vintage? First of all, TV tray in the toy room. Great,
Yeah.
great combination.
Is it a vintage
Yeah,
one?
like an
No,
old one. No,
no,
it's like okay,
no. It's like
all right.
looks like it's made in the 70s, but was really made in 2000 or
Beautiful.
1999. So
Wow. So that's still 20 years ago, Dan.
while it is getting old, but it's not like old in a good way.
It's
It's old.
yeah. It's old in the way that's like, well, I should probably replace this one.
That's what I keep thinking about you, Tony.
Wow. Well, you gonna go for a younger model? Trade
Yes,
me in, you son of
yes.
a bitch.
Like
Someone that's a little more hip.
some kid that's snappy and into TikTok.
Hey, watching with Dan and Tony. Hey, watching with Dan and Tony. It's like watching, yeah.
Welcome to the basement edition of Hate Watching with Dan and Tony.
I should do
Tony's
an
in the
MTV
basement.
Cribs style, show everyone around. This is the jukebox.
Yo, my juke.
What's up? What's up? Is that what the kids do?
That is what kids do.
That's it, man.
Don't know if I already said it, but this is Hate Watching with Dan and Tony. I'm Dan.
I'm Tony. Welcome.
Each week, one of us, and this week in particular, Tony, picks a movie. We watch said movie, and then we critique it endlessly. And this week, Tony, why don't you tell us a little something about what movie you picked?
Well, this is the first real episode of the new year because last year we did our little fun recap and like hangout time. And so I thought, let's ease ourselves back in with a movie that's going to take us 8 minutes to discuss. So I chose Assassin's Creed from 2016, Michael Fassbender and, some other people. And woof, swing and a miss.
I have almost nothing good to say about this movie.
I have almost nothing to say about this movie.
But that was my point. And I almost don't have that much bad to say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the bad are sort of systemic reasons why it isn't a good movie. But it didn't, it's not, it did. Catwoman caused you a lot of pain.
It did, but I also laughed a lot.
But there was actually something there.
Yeah, there was a movie, sort of.
There was a movie. This movie was based on a video game, and not surprisingly, at times, if not all times, felt like you were watching somebody else play a video game.
But not a good video game, and that's the difference because Assassin's Creed, great game. Very, very fun. There's there's over a dozen of them now because they're good games. People enjoy them. How do you blow that? I mean, I understand a video game movie is very rarely going to be a good movie.
Sure.
But you can make an enjoyable movie or at least something. Do something.
The Jean-Claude Van Damme one, whatever that one was.
Street Fighter,
Double Dragon.
Yeah, Double Dragon was good though.
Much better, much more enjoyable movies that kind of dealt with the video game energy and then turned it into a movie. This movie, sort of tried to justify the idea and concepts of video games.
Which is what a wild direction to take because it's batshit crazy. Who was like, we should really take this very seriously. This is definitely a good story.
Well, I guess the dude who wrote the script or the director came in with the script. I just read this little tiny bit somewhere.
Okay.
And the woman, Marion Cotillard.
Yeah.
And Fassbender were kind of like, oh no, this is not good. And so they got together and rewrote a bunch of stuff. And
wait, the actors did?
I think so. That's what it said. With the director, I mean, I could be getting the story completely wrong, but the three of them got together and got that cabin for the weekend.
Yeah.
And
You lock yourselves in.
Tuned up the script. And I think what they did was they tried to remove all character.
Right. Yeah.
All arc, all anything interesting.
Yeah, because you don't want that to bog down your sweet, sweet non-action movie.
Well, there's action in this movie.
But it's not good action. Who choreographed this movie, Dan?
Well, I'm going to say this.
Oh, well, please.
I don't know if I completely agree with you that it's not good action. It's just action that you don't care. You don't know who the people are.
But
You don't care about anything.
It's just kind of happening in front of you. You never feel like it never pumps you up. You're never having fun. You're never like, oh, like John Wick obviously is not comparable. I understand that. But you watch a John Wick action scene and you're like, oh my God, I want to go kill people right now. This movie is just so lackluster. And the thing about Assassin's Creed is my favorite part is the combat. That's why you do it. You do it to sneakily kill people, which is funny because my least favorite part of the movie is the ending when he sneaks up and just kills the guy. And it's like, what? This is the ending of your movie? I know we'll get there. We can talk about more, but
we're going to talk about that. We could skip acts 1 and 2 and just focus on act 3. It would be a very short episode because
sure. But I also feel like we need to talk about at least the first act. Trust me, Dan.
So I guess we got to start because
we'll start with the movie and we'll see what happens.
Noodle on this
noodle on it.
So the basic premise is there's the Knights Templar, which are, essentially religion, right?
It is definitely a parable, as they say, I think.
And then there's these assassins who are like, I think Fassbender said, or one of the people said, it's supposed to be, you're not supposed to think someone is good and someone is bad because both things have bad in them. And it's like, no.
Like a general assassin's motto, as they do, because I'm sure that's what they feel.
Well, the assassin's whole motto is to fight against the Templars, and that's kind of it's fight against the Templars who are trying to enslave us all or something.
See, now that's where I get very confused about it, Dan, because the motivation's a little unclear. But from my understanding, the Knights Templar, they want the apple so that they can take away your free will.
Take away your free will and then make the world
a better place?
A better place. If no one had free will, we'd all just be zombieing around, and then they would have to get to tell us where to zombie.
Right, but so they keep their free will? It feels unfair, right? That's what I don't understand. Is everyone losing free will? Are the Knights Templar losing, or are they just kind of directing where they want to go? They become the kings of the world?
And that's one of the many, many problems with the mythos of this movie is you're just like, everybody's walking out. Yeah, even the Templar guys are walking around without free will. It's like zombies,
right,
zombies.
I don't know.
Wow, that's going to be fun.
And they never really give me a reason they want to do it. The Knights Templar are never like, this is why. This is my answer, right? Did you get that?
No, because it didn't. We never understood anything. We didn't. Okay, we sort of understood that everyone's gonna lose free will, or the people that they wanted were gonna lose free will, and the assassins couldn't keep assassinating them. But the other whole sort of thing is this is 100 years in the future. The assassins aren't doing anything, right?
So it would seem. Yeah.
As
far as I can tell.
I really expected, at the end, the real assassins to kind of come out,
that's who's apparently locked up. I think that's all of the assassins that are left, right? I don't know.
So it sort of seems like you've won.
It seems like yeah, for sure, 100%. It seems like they've got them all kind of subdued and locked down and just kind of chilling and being like, well, I guess we won't assassin things. I don't know.
Yeah, so you were kind of expecting at the end of the movie to the whole sort of assassin's cult to sort of reawaken, and that's sort of what happens, but it happens in such a way of someone just standing there and nothing happening that
I don't understand why it happened. Where was the impetus where they were like, well, we better start fighting now, even though we've just been sitting in this facility for 20,000 years?
Yeah, we're jumping to the end, but I really thought we were
right. It is the third act that we're going to have to.
Well, that's because that's the only thing where something was supposed to happen, then it didn't. Yeah. That's the only thing only part of the movie where something could have happened and then it didn't happen. So the movie really doesn't ever really happen. I was really thought all the other dudes in the thing were going to be like, ha ha ha, we've been manipulating you to bring
Sure, yeah,
all
the
of us.
reversal. I love
And
it.
then we're like, thank you for collecting all of our equipment. And then they
Sure.
all have that, face go white, realize that
Oh no, we've set our own trap.
we've set our own trap. That does
Yeah,
not
sure.
happen at all. None of
No,
that.
no, it doesn't.
Zero of
It's
that.
interesting. It's a great theory. I love it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Something.
He conjures all the spirits of the assassins. They go into his guise. They just lay waste to everything. But instead, the third act happens. So 1492, Spain.
So back to minute 1. All right.
Nothing is true. They do in the Spanish. They are referred to as assassinos.
See.
So,
Now, Dan, let me just tell you that before I chose this movie, I was unaware that there were going to be so many subtitles. And I think I missed a good portion of what they were saying because I just don't do it. I don't read subtitles, guys.
The super cool thing about it is you didn't miss anything.
Okay, good. That is the dream.
You were like, they were all just like couched in mystery. I said the words, oh, danger lurks around the corner.
Great.
There's no poetry to it. There's no character development to it. There's like literally nothing to it.
Good. I thought I missed some important stuff because the rest of the movie was going to make sense then, but good. I'm glad I didn't miss it.
So now we hit the supersonic overdrive rock music into the credits, the bird flying, bird.
Where does this come from, Dan?
Tony gets pumped. He's waiting for something to happen.
I did get pumped. Like I said it. I was like, ooh, rock music. But it didn't fit with what we were just kind of slowly flying through a sky. And I was like, why are we rocking out right now? And then there's really no rock music the rest of the movie.
Just the one.
Why would you choose that? It sets me up to feel like, oh, we're going to get ready to go. And then nothing for the next hour and 45 minutes.
Then we have this kid. He lives in Baja, California. He tries to do this parkour jump on his BMX bike, and he wipes out and does not die.
Right? Like, I mean, he falls from the roof, but he doesn't even do a very good job. Like, he didn't build a ramp off of it. He just kind of rolled right out. He's an idiot. That's what I'm saying. He just kind of rolls off the edge.
So then he goes home. Mom is dead. Dad's wearing like the old-timey assassin's cloak. And then he's like, run, child, run. And the kid runs, and the bad guys grab Dad. Yeah,
grab Daddy.
And this is
Daddy.
This is like the setup.
Here's we did some talking in the past already, right? Where they're with the Spanish Inquisition or whatever.
Yep.
And then we rocked out to music, and I was like, okay, things are going to happen. And then we again have zero action that comes out of it. There's a chase scene where no one's chasing him. He's just kind of running. And then the dad just kind of stands there and he's like, oh, hey, guys, sorry, here, take me away.
Dad doesn't kill any of them. We don't get to see Dad go down.
He's some sort of magic assassin. Why do the assassins never fight people until the end of this movie? It's very strange to me.
Assassins work best when they're running away.
Is that true, or are you just saying
yes. That? When you in Dungeons and Dragons, when you play the assassin, all you do is run away.
All you do is run the opposite way. It's a side scroll to the right, but you're going left the whole time.
Exactly what happens. So he's like doing these charcoal drawings. He's in jail. It's the present time. He's on death row. We get the injection. We learn nothing about him in this section. Nothing.
All I learn is I don't really want to follow this guy through the movie. That's pretty much all I learned. He's a bad guy. They're putting him to death. And he's just kind of like, I'm breathing heavy. This is scary. Of course it's scary, guy. But what's going on? Someone tell me what's happening. And then he just wakes up in a different room. Oh, my God.
So he's in the other room, and here's the doctor, Maria Cotillard.
Right.
And he kind of gets up, and then he crawls. And she's like...
That's a bunch of crawling, actually.
She's like, you gotta trust me. And
Why? Why would he trust you? You kidnapped him. He woke up in a strange room, and you've told him nothing except for, trust me. look in my eyes. Do I seem like a bad person? I don't think so.
And so he runs away, and then he like gets to like they have like these giant open windows, which like you could just jump out if you wanted to. Which like,
Yeah.
why would you have these? Why would you have these giant open windows?
I don't know. But here's a better question: is why do we do a zoom out of that window and then show a cityscape that I don't even know what the city is?
We don't know what the city is. The city looks like it's like blasted, didn't it? Didn't you kind of go like this is
messed up?
This is a different reality where like the future is destroyed. Isn't that what you were thinking?
I mean, it sounds exactly like our reality in the future, but yeah, I get what you're saying. We're definitely heading there, Dan.
So Michael K. Williams is there, and he's like, "Go for it, take the jump." And
now, why would he say that?
More importantly, why would you presage a jump that was never going to happen? Right? Didn't you expect him to jump out that window at some point?
At some point, that's how he was going to escape. Yes, Dan, that's exactly right. That's called foreshadowing. We did it. We set it up, and then we had no follow through.
We never do anything. We stand by that another window like that window later for no reason,
for nothing at all,
for a weird reason. But so the doctor's like, prepare the. What's it called? The anubis? The ibibis?
Prepare the ship. It's the anubis, yes.
The anubis. Is it the anubis? No.
Yeah.
It's different than that. The ibibis.
No.
Anubis? Whatever. Prepares the anubis. And they immediately basically send him into like the past regression world. Basically, the idea is he has the genetics of this guy in the past. And so if we put you in the machine, you go to the past and kind of live it, kind of fight against it, kind of don't fight against it, kind of let us know what happened there. Basically, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense because, I mean, I did play the games, like I said. So, like, I understand what they're going for, and it's all fine. Nothing cool happens when he's in the past.
What we do is, so it's like this big robot arm. And so, like, when he's climbing, the robot arm holds...
Let's talk about this science real quick.
The robot arm holds... it's kind of like in virtual reality, you act like you're walking, but with the robot arm, you can actually run. That's the whole idea.
Now, here's the thing. I hate this. Yeah. I hate this device because... And here's why. Because, for two reasons. One, it looks stupid. I don't think it's cool at all. And it doesn't make any sense. But the more importantly, Dan, is that what it does in the film, the only thing it really does is make it so that we cut out of real action scenes and go back to a guy alone in a room just swinging at ghosts. I don't want to see that. That's stupid. Just go back to the past and live in the past. Let me see him assassin shit. I don't... so upsetting.
When J-Lo is in that movie, The Cell, she goes into the thing and she's trapped there. And you're 100%. like, oh man, she's in this. She's in it. She's deep in it. And
it's great.
The thing this movie never does is it's basically he's there, but he's not there. So the character is living out a predestined thing. So we know nothing has consequences.
And not only that, like, I am curious if he gets hurt in there, is it Matrixy? So, like, if he were to get hurt in there, would he get hurt in real life? Obviously, he's not going to get hurt because we're living memories of a guy that lived to a point that we need to get to, and we're not there yet. Yeah. It's all very dull. Very dull.
And it is all in Spanish, which doesn't bother me typically, but it's in Spanish. And actually, like a lot of these scenes, there is no talking, so nothing happens really.
Yes, nothing happens. That is correct.
But you're never emotionally invested. You don't care if he lives or he dies, and he doesn't even get to do fun things.
Dan, I'm kind of hoping he dies. He murdered people. He was on death row. He's a bad guy.
So basically, he's got to try to get this boy. They're trying to use the boy to trade for the apple.
And he's a prince. Is that what the boy is?
Yeah, he's the Sultan's boy. Okay. And then they got to get him to trade him to the Sultan. How the Sultan doesn't have his own boy with him. How the boy looks like he's a fucking vagabond. We don't know any of this stuff. You know,
He's Aladdin.
basically, he's the prince. He's the richest, the kid of the richest guy that owns like half of the known world right now. Just like a beggar. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
No,
Why?
I mean, no, I don't know.
Nothing. None of it makes any sense.
Nothing.
So
Nothing.
instead, they chase him, and then they go on
No.
wagons, and then they fall off a cliff, and he sort of saves the boy.
What a
Sort of.
boring chase. Again, another chase that really nothing happens. Now, but here's the part that I found weird is it seemed to me like part of the action is sped up in these scenes to make it look cooler. Like the opposite of a Bruce Lee where they have to slow him down because he's moving faster than light. Yeah. I felt like they were doing the action so slowly that in post they were like, man, we got to speed some of this up. It looks like they are very slow. No one is going to be excited by this. I don't know if it's true. It just felt that way.
So then he comes out. They pull him out of the thing for unknowable reasons.
Well, didn't he start shaking?
I don't. Maybe he did. Maybe he started dying because he was in too long or didn't want to be. You know.
Well, yeah. That didn't want to be there. It's like he starts having like he's fighting against it, so his body freaks out, I think.
But we have no way of knowing this. They have no way of showing it except maybe have him shake a little, which I didn't even notice.
I feel like he shook.
No, you're probably right. It makes an amount of sense. So they pull him out, and you say to yourself, why would you like take a guy that was drugged and almost dead like 5 minutes ago and throw him into the machine instantaneously?
And didn't even, from what I could tell, they didn't give him any warning. They weren't like, hey, by the way, this is what's going to happen. Don't freak out. It's all fine. They were just like, stab you in the back in your cerebral cortex, throw you on a machine that moves around the world. I don't know.
Here's a bunch of pain. We don't care about you. Even though we say we're not holding you here, we're not forcing you to do stuff, we're just forcing you to do stuff, and we're holding you here.
And that's what's so bananas about it. She's like, "You're not a prisoner here. All right, hook him up to the machine. No, don't say anything. Hook him up, stab him in the back. Thank you.
Begin the medical experiments." You're like, wait a second. Time out. I want the no prisoner thing. It's the door. I'm walking out the door, right?
I'm gonna leave. Yeah. This has been great, but I'm gonna go.
For that matter, at no point does he ever ask to leave.
Nope, not even a little bit. No.
You know, if you say to me, it's not a prison, I'd be like, can I go, please? Where's the exit, please?
This is not a prison, but you're not going anywhere.
Don't see any of those little orange exit signs or green exit signs. Just point me out. Point me in the direction. I'm ready to leave the theater. So I think we meet Jeremy Irons, who like in other movies that we've seen Jeremy Irons in Dungeons and Dragons, where he like goes over the top. This one, he's like,
which is phenomenal.
I'm barely even going to phone it in. I'm like,
I'm not even sure he knew what movie he was in. I think he's just like, I'll show up, I'll say the lines, I do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Put the phone across the room and I'll whisper. And those are my lines.
Did you get it? Did you get it? Great. I'll see you tomorrow.
Don't care. One and done. I'm out.
If I can say, I'll see you later.
Golf course. So basically, we learn that there's a council of elders, and
I'm so over people just saying the elders. I just feel like that's a thing that we say when we don't want to like exposition too much because everyone gets it. They're just like, oh well, we're beholden to the elders.
I just want to jump to the third act so bad.
Don't do it yet, Dan.
Okay, I'm not jumping. So then
we got a whole show to do, man.
So he goes to see the elders, and so now we finally get the push that's going to make them have to do it. We're defunding you.
Ooh. Classic.
Guess we gotta go faster if we're gonna get defunded.
We gotta get that apple, man. That apple.
So we do the whole rehab prison genetic memory. She like walks him through the all the stuff that they've stolen from all the graves of the world. Oh,
which all of this should have happened before he went into the machine.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all.
It sure seems like Act 1 should be you trying to gain his trust.
Yes,
to do something.
Correct.
And then Act 2 should be he realizes that they're using him. And he has to begin to rebel. And then he has to lose all hope and then do what they say. And then he has to turn the tables and destroy them.
That's right.
Those are your acts for this stupid movie.
Because here's the thing. They're technically teaching him all the things he needs to know in order to overthrow them, which also doesn't play off very well.
And she's like, trust me. And she never does anything to gain his trust. Nothing. Doesn't spend 1 second gaining his trust.
Are you saying that I have to show you why you need to trust me? Just follow my words. Trust me. I'm the good guy.
If you're holding the apple, I'm going to trust you. So we find out that he killed a pimp. That's what he did. So he's not really a bad guy. He's a pimp killer. So
I disagree. He didn't say the pimp did anything bad, right? Like he could be a nice pimp. I don't know.
I just be pimping. Why you up in my bullshit? I just pimp, man. What up?
I just what up? I just want a little more context to to just say, oh, no, I killed a pimp. And that's supposed to alleviate all of my concerns about your character. Be like, oh, he's not a bad guy. He's killing a bad guy. I don't know. I'm going to need a little bit more.
He's holding her up against this window, right?
Is he?
It is the worst grip ever because I wanted her to be choking to death personally. I wanted
she
that.
has to be doing something. He's just on her collarbone.
Just like,
that's all it is.
He's like literally you can like see like a gap in between her, but whatever. That's totally
fine. Well, but not only that, but she's not talking like she's being choked. She's not breathing. Nope. She's not labored breath. Like she's just like talking normally and just like, oh no, you're holding me against the window.
And like it's like you're not in a prison, but there's prison guards like looking at
guards
you, pointing
everywhere.
Machine guns towards you. It's like everywhere. So wait, it's like one of the few things I liked in the movie when he's holding there. His back is arched and he's like a beast. Like every part of him is playing that.
He needs to be choking her.
That's why he needs to be choking her. And
you're right. Wrist on. He looks very intimidating. Like he's gonna kill somebody, but then he's just got a limp wrist. You know,
it was amazing. I was just like, he was living everything about that except his hand, which he couldn't do because she's like a little
right. Like it was either a director comment or an actor comment, which is like, "Oh, please don't rub my neck; it's very tender."
She should have been like strangling. She should have been dropped, and there should have been red marks on her neck. Just of like, he has to be this embodiment of violence.
Yes.
And he's trying to, he knows that. He knows what he's supposed to be doing.
Let's talk real quickly just about Michael Fassbender in general. Is a phenomenal actor and just way too good for this stupid movie. And there's nothing he can really do. Like he can't save this film. And I adore him. I think he's phenomenal.
He's great. And it's sad because there is a movie here. They just, once again, they overthought it and they were like, we're going to be smarter than making the movie people would want to see and make a movie no one wants to see.
But yeah, why? Just make the movie I want to see, guys. I don't even care if it's not like, monumental. It's not smart enough. I don't care. I just want to see what I want to see. I came here for a reason.
The whole other bit is when he goes into the past, it should be his ineffectiveness that kind of fucks things up. And that's the whole thing. He's ineffective. Right. He's getting better by the third one.
Yes, he has to learn.
He's chosen to go in there because he's got a plan and he's doing his shit.
Yep.
Boom. That's the movie. 1, 2, 3. Those are your 3 big action scenes. The first one, he fucks it up. The second one, he's finally getting a hang of it. And he articulates this. He's speaking in English back there. And the woman's like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, what is happening? I am trying. She's like, I'm Spanish. What the fuck?
I don't know. Comprendo. I don't know.
And
is that right?
That's the way
I got it.
Comprende. That's the way he can be living in that world as opposed to he's just part of a video game.
Because then we are watching someone else watch something. I don't want to do that. If anything, I want to live what he's living on the third level. It's a bizarre choice.
And if you have a Michael Fassbender in there living it, he's going to say things that he's living.
You're going to feel it. We're going to feel it in the audience.
When he starts taking hits, and then when he first draws blood, he's going to be like, oh, this is who I am. jab, 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 jab.
Yo
But no,
soy.
he's running
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So we go in. So we go into. Now we're going into the second one. They drag him down in there, and we did a whole. We're not going to even talk about the dinner scene. Whatever.
What was the dinner scene?
You know, when he goes in there, Michael K. Williams is like, "You can have the chicken," and then lady, you want chicken?
Oh no, I think
chicken.
we do need to talk about that because I don't understand what just happened, Dan. What is the joke here? So he comes in and he does whatever. Obviously, he's just mimicking the people that work there or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's why. But then what is you can have, it's an open menu, but we recommend the chicken. I'll have the steak. How do you know the steak's on the menu, guy?
Yeah, what's an open menu?
I don't know. I've never heard that phrase. Literally, I can order anything I want because that is incredible. And we should focus a little more on the fact that they have every food ever made in the history of the world here.
Yeah, we'd start the quiz. You got rice pudding? I want rice pudding.
Right.
You know, like,
okay, give me a side of that.
More importantly, here's a point where you could actually do character development, where we could learn something about him.
Right. Love that.
He's like,
nope.
I once had the greatest steak ever in Texas. Do you have Texas barbecue? Blah.
And they're like, of course we do. Here it is. And he's like, oh, it's even better than I remember.
No, didn't do any of that.
I want some steak.
So he goes back in. He's going to get executed. So they're, burned at the stake. His boss is getting burned. Now, Tony, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, hold on. I'm ready.
Are the assassins in the game, are they sneaky?
Well, yes. You can play it multiple ways. But yeah, one of them is sneaky.
Now, do you think that the guys that are going to execute him, and they're watching him bang his feet as hard as he humanly can to get out of his restraints, do you think someone would notice that? There's 1,000 people.
Exactly. That's the key part of it, is that they're in the middle of the circle. It's like a show that they're putting on because people love to watch executions, and all eyes are on them. Someone would just be like, oh, hey, murder guy, he's definitely getting out right now. Someone, you should do something. I don't understand. He's kicking with all of his might, just slamming it down. I don't know, man. I don't know what everyone's watching. It's ridiculous.
You're supposed to have like the bobby pin, and you're supposed to have it in your mouth, and you're supposed to drop it in your hands. You're supposed to go like
very
this.
secretively. Yes. You remember, not to bring this back to Lethal Weapon again, but in Lethal Weapon, he takes out like a shard of like metal that he got earlier in the movie. What a great,
setup, payoff
great stuff.
That's
God, I love Lethal Weapon. We should just watch Lethal Weapon over and over for this podcast.
That's going to be the podcast. Lethal Weapon every week. We're going to do the world's greatest movies, and we're just going to do all those movies that are
Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. I'm in. Did you watch Die Hard for Christmas, by the way?
No.
Dan, you blew it. Best Christmas movie.
I always blow it. So they escape. There's this really nice thing where he flips over, and then he breaks everybody else free. That's all nice. And then all we have is this endless, worthless garbage chase where like people are riding horses on top of buildings, and the one priest guy that started at point A where he was happening, and then he runs in a straight line, ends up in front of him.
Yep.
In front of him.
I wouldn't worry about that, Dan. The space-time continuum is very confusing in this movie.
So then,
sorry, not to hark too much on the action, but you defended it a little, and I'm against it. I want to see some nice hand-to-hand combat. They make these big, like, chase scenes that are very boring and very dumb. I want to see more hand-to-hand combat. That's what it's about. Assassin's Creed, You got the two blades right here, and you're just putting it in necks all over the place, and it's great. And that's what I want to see. I don't want to see these grandiose nothings. I want to see intense hand-to-hand combat.
Castaway Island or Cutthroat Island.
Oh, Cutthroat Island.
Whoever directed the action in Cutthroat Island, they were like, "Give me that guy."
Right. What did he do? Let's do that. The only other thing I want to, about now that I've talked about the blades, I forgot I wanted to say something.
Sure.
When he's in the machine, they give him blades.
Because it makes him remember.
They don't need the blade part. You can give him the gloves. Giving him real working blades seems like something that should come back later to me.
Really?
Yes.
You mean like
yes, Dan.
that should turn out to be a huge mistake?
yes, but they never deal with it.
What is his true weapon of choice at the end?
I don't remember the end. You mean the Jeremy Irons part?
No. At the end, before that.
The fights. No, they just
bow and arrow.
Oh, right, he gets a bow and arrow. I do remember that now. I'm telling you, Dan, I fell asleep a bunch of times throughout this movie, and I had to keep waking myself up and rewinding it, and it was a mess.
Okay, so that's one thing I want to say about this chase is go watch the one James Bond movie where he like shoots a guy and then the building blows up and then he has to run, and you will see exactly how you want to do things like this, because goddamn, those James Bond movies, they know how to do this shit now.
They have figured it out, and whether or not you enjoy the movie, like the story of it visually, they've got that shit figured out. It's tight, it's fast, and it's fun.
And those movies have always done that. They've always kept abreast of where action is.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Timothy Dalton, A+.
You watch those old ones and they're like right where they need to be then. And the older ones are right where, they haven't just sort of kept, they used to have these kind of cheesy chases that were like, they're on skis and then the snowmobiles, but they keep updating it. And then movies like Venom and stuff, when they do like stuff, they're doing ones that the Bond was doing in 1979, and you do that now, and it's like, oh Jesus!
And they don't even do it as well. I bet if we put them side by side, I would still enjoy the older ones better.
You probably would, because at least they were feeling it. These Cutthroat Island chase scenes are they're garbage. What was the one was it Dungeons and Dragons where they were like the chase scene and the back wheels of the cart were gone and it just kept
yeah. Great stuff.
It's a chariot now. So he breaks down at the end of he jumps off, and for some reason that breaks the connection and he can't feel his legs and they got to give him a water bath. And
hold on, you're going really fast over my least favorite part of the movie.
What's your least favorite part of the movie?
It's just my least favorite segment of the movie. So, the dive, the swan dive off the towel thing, that's like the thing in Assassin's Creed. That's how you get off of like save points and stuff. And it's so beautiful when they do in the game. Like, it's so great because the games are very detailed and very pretty. They look better than the CGI in this movie does, hands down. And so when he did it, when he spread his arms, I was like, oh shit, we're getting the dive. I'm so excited. And then halfway down the dive, they pull out of it. And they're like, oh, we're back in the room. What are you doing? Why would you do that? This is the one thing that you're doing that goes back to the video game and you just pull out of it? You're just the dumbest people I've ever met. I hate every one of you.
So they say, we got your dad here. Here's a knife. Go kill your dad because you're mad at your dad because you think your dad killed your mom.
Wait, we're already walking again? You didn't even want to talk about the fact that they said they gave him paralysis.
Yeah.
And we're like, he's in a wheelchair. And they're like, don't worry, it's temporary. And then the next scene, he's walking again. We have 30 seconds of paralysis. Why is that even in there?
I don't know.
What purpose does this scene serve where he's like in a wheelchair all of a sudden and then he's not?
I didn't even write that down because it was so inconsequential to the movie.
So why put it in there? It feels like that should have weight to it. Like, oh, you're paralyzed. You're not going to want to go back in the machine, dude, because it almost killed you. And then he's like, oh no, I feel much better now. Let's go. Let's do it again.
Let me do a stretching. Oh, no more paralysis. I'm done.
People make fun of when Christian Bale's Batman fixes his own broken back in a cave. This guy doesn't even need a cave. He needs 8 seconds and he's good.
Nanobots. So he goes and sees his dad. His dad's like, I didn't kill your mom. Your mom grabbed my hand and used the blade to kill herself because she did not want to be captured because you're your boy's mom, your mom's boy, and you have her genetics and I have my genetics, and now I'm trapped here and I'm Brian Gleason and I'm gigantic and I do not look like I looked like when I was your dad.
Not even like a little bit. They didn't even try. It's like total. If they didn't tell me several times that was his father, I'd be like, who is this guy? Why is he here? I don't understand what's happening.
Nope. He should have walked in. He's like, "You're not my dad. You don't."
I've never seen you before in my life.
I've seen Brian Gleason young in movies. He did not look like the guy in the thing at all.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so he's like, "Take me to the Animus. I'm ready." There it is.
So, okay. So now we get to the point
Animus.
where there's like...
Animus, not Animus. Shut up.
Oh. So we were putting a B in it, and you're saying there's an M in it? Okay. All right, whatever. I don't even know. So, but here we are at this point of the film where now there's like 3 or 4 emotional turns that I just don't understand. I don't know where they come from. And I also don't understand what they're doing in the movie. Like, why does he all of a sudden is like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get in there. Let's mix this up. Let's go get that apple. I don't understand when he decides that.
Well, he decides it with his dad.
Okay.
We know when he decides it. We don't know why he decides it.
You're right. We could do a time code check and we could do, okay, that's the moment. But I don't know why. There's no script to tell me why he suddenly changed his mind here. And I feel like that's important to the character. But they're just like, well, now he needs to go do that. So let's just have him say it. Let's just have him be like, well, you know what? Let's go. Let's do this thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So he goes into regression number 3. This is the trade the kid for the apple. And then they're
totally a fair deal, by the way. Get rid of that kid.
Get the apple, and then he jumps in, and then the big dum-dum beats him up, and the girlfriend has to kill herself. And then there's a sewer chase. And then
I think I blacked out at this part. I don't remember a sewer chase.
Well, he goes down in a thing, and then they run through like these secret underground hallways.
Oh, cool.
Wait, right. I thought this is when he leapt into the water. Yeah, this is when
he does it again. This is where they actually show it.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's fine.
And then he gives the thing to Christopher Columbus. And the bad guys know exactly what they need to do. They need to go to Christopher Columbus's grave to get.
Yeah, hold on, you're speeding through again, Dan. We have to talk real quickly. Why is Christopher Columbus in this movie?
Because they needed somebody that they could recognize, so they knew where to go look for the thing.
And he's sure. Spanish. I mean, that's all. He is. You're right. You're right on both counts. It's just like it suddenly felt like a National Treasure movie to me, where they're just like, "Oh, it's in Christopher Columbus's crypt. Let's go break it in."
Christopher Columbus.
It's so weird. I don't understand it. I just felt like this movie sucks, man. This is a bad movie.
Then we have the fight for the facility, which is ostensibly, I don't know if maybe it's the third act, maybe it's the end of the second. I don't know what it is.
It's 2.5, 2.75, somewhere in the 3/4 maybe. Again, why? When does this? When do they all decide? Hey, we should assassinate again.
Mm-hmm.
God, Dan, I wrote several times I needed you to explain things to me in my notes, and you're not doing a very good job.
I could try to understand it, but basically, Jeremy knows where the apple is, so he just goes and gets in his helicopter and flies away.
Just takes off. Yeah, he's ready to do it.
We have like literally 10 minutes of them just fighting all these dumb guards.
But if they could have beat the guards without anything else, because nothing changes other than they just decide to fight, why were they there to begin with? They should have fought and escaped a long time ago. What
I thought was going to happen was everyone was going to click in and be like, "Ha, we know where the apple is." And this was the assassin's plot, you know?
Okay,
and
so they also wanted the apple so they could prevent it.
They knew that eventually they were going to find the apple, and they needed to do the double hide.
Okay, so they were lying in wait until they found it, and then they were going to pounce.
Everything was going to be the plan, and what was going to happen was the apple's in the town they're in, right? So instead of it, we just put it in the town, and
that's
then
a given.
They're going up to the helicopter. And our guys are all like, cha-ching, and then they like raid the armory, cha-ching, and they armor up, and then they just one after another go out the window, the mighty leap window. They're just like,
yeah, you're bringing that with. See, this is good stuff.
They do that, and then the helicopter's going, and they're like fucking racing over the rooftops, including Brian Gleason. He's suited up too.
I'm into that. I'll watch that
And
guy
he's like,
assassinate
boom,
up.
boom, boom. And we're just like, everybody's, maybe some of them are sacrificing themselves, but whatever. And then we all meet at the church, and then it's a battle to see who can get to the apple, and then we get to the apple, and boom, we win.
Yeah, I don't know, Dan. This sounds too much like a Hollywood blockbuster.
And you know what we do? We give the apple to Elon Musk, and he takes it to outer space. Outer space,
out of
baby.
here. I mean, because at that time, his interplanetary travel is already up and running for sure.
That's the final scene of the movie. Elon Musk flying that apple to Mars and hiding it in a cave.
So
Boom.
he's an assassin.
Movie fixed. Of course he is. Elon Musk.
Got it. Yeah. You had me up until Elon Musk. I was like, this is a good movie. And then you had Elon Musk, and I was like, this is a great movie. We need to make this right now.
Instead, we have this gigantic, long, stupid fight where, like, there's like half the fight, he's just standing there with the assassins' ghosts, like, standing around him, which don't even go into the people.
They don't do anything. That's why I don't understand, because like I felt like it was going to connect to why they're all of a sudden fighting, but it doesn't. He just looks at them a bunch. I don't know, man. I don't know.
At one point, the nerdy assassin guy like tried to choke him to death, and I like wanted him to come over there and was like, sorry, I had to do that, but we had to maintain the illusion.
Right, we had to pretend. But no. It's real.
And all the old ones, that were like comatose, they would have all been like,
wake up.
Be like,
they would have to wake up. That's right. Did that remind you, by the way, that room with all those like people that are like, well, I'm old and blah, blah, blah. Did that remind you of Zardoz at all?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I didn't think of that, but it seems
to happen. I was like, I've seen this scene before. What happened?
At one point, they march all those people just off, like, to their deaths. You're like, why are you marching them off to their deaths now?
You already beat them. They've got nothing left. It's very sad.
So we have like this thing. Do you have anything to say about the final fight versus all the dumb guards?
It's also really bad. I mean, that's it. I just don't like any of the action sequences in this film. I don't know who choreographed them, but I don't think they should have jobs. That's it.
Then you look at the clock and you're like, okay, we're coming to the third act. Okay. We got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. 9 whole minutes to do everything.
Wrap this one up real quick, guys.
So they've flown the apple to the London Temple. Right?
Okay. Was there a
London
Chiron on there? Did it say
it said
that?
London. Said the
okay, because I was like, for the last 10 minutes, I had no idea where we were, why all these people were dressed in hoods. And at one point, Jeremy Irons is like, they're going to give you a Nobel Peace Prize for this or whatever. And I was like, who's going to do that? Because these people aren't those people that make those decisions. I don't understand what's happening right now. I don't know, man.
And Charlotte Rampling is there as the big bad evil head of the cult, which is like, she looked. I mean, she looked good. I was like, I bought her.
Yeah,
she had the gravitas of being the big bad.
Yeah, for sure. But she doesn't really do anything.
So all these people in robes moving around, and then we start seeing our people going, and then like there's metal detectors, but like they have like all these other secret people helping them that are passing them weapons.
Yeah, apparently, you know, the assassins, they run deep, Dan. You don't even know. They've infiltrated the Templars.
Somehow they've left our guys with no money, nothing, are fully equipped, and they have like a gigantic array of people working with them. And then he goes there, and then he walks over and just kills Jeremy Irons without a thought.
Remember that he Jeremy walks.
Jeremy holds up the apple, and the apple starts spewing out no more free will, which shouldn't that have like no free willed all the assassins in the room?
Yes.
Isn't that the idea?
Not only that, but would you really start with your own people? Because now you have to go and do that to the rest of the world, right? But if you've taken away your own free will, I don't understand the rules of the apple. I don't get it.
Once you crack open the no more free will thing, you're not going to be able to retrieve that because if you come close to it, you're not going to have free will.
Exactly. Right. You're done. You've messed up.
I mean, to Jeremy Irons to say, I'm doing this, but I need 5 minutes for it to work.
Great. That's a great one line to just fill in that little gap where I'm like, he just took away his own free will. Movie's over anyhow. It's fine. He took away the free will of the room that matters. None of them have free will. It's fine. They're all done.
Did you ever see the Serenity movie?
Is that Firefly?
A Firefly movie. The movie.
Okay. Yes.
Serenity.
Yes. Not in a long time, but yes.
That's what they do. The whole planet. They take away their free will, and you know what the people do when they don't have free will? They sit there and starve to death.
Oh, that's very sad. It's a real bleak outlook on humanity. Sad. I like it.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what would fucking happen. Everyone would sit in there and they'd all just die, and then the whole world just die, and whatever.
And that's it. There you go. End the movie again. So here's my problem with it. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say,
So
Dan?
he walks up to Jeremy Irons and does the motion of cutting his throat, which causes nothing to occur except Jeremy Irons to lay down on the floor and act like he's dead.
Is this a G-rated movie, Dan? I don't understand. He slits his throat, supposedly.
Like we see the throat. He pulls a knife across the throat. We don't see a cut. We don't see blood. We see no effect except the effect of
misses. Like he misses it. And that's what
he missed.
And Jeremy Irons is just faking it. He's ready for the sequel, baby. He's like, "Oh, I think that was a knife." Oh, done. So dumb.
More importantly, the doctor, he's like, I got to go do this. The doctor's out there, and he's like, I'm doing this, and she's like, I'm not gonna stop you. And then he walks past her.
See, we need to talk about motivations again because this is another switch.
Not again. Finally.
Okay, fine.
Finally, we're going to try to understand.
When did she switch sides?
Remember, there was like, once again, another thing that this movie sort of presaged and then didn't do is like there's a ghost of her at the very end. Right.
So this is a great thing to talk about because they don't talk about it. After you see it, it's dead. It's gone. And that's back in Fassbender before he kills Jeremy Irons. Is she not his real daughter? Is she somehow an assassin and not a Templar? Is that the sequel that they were setting up? I don't understand.
I really thought that the girl's ghost was going to go into her, and then they were going to be like, okay, we're going to try and stop violence and try and fix this thing somehow. But that didn't happen. Instead, she lets him go kill her dad, and then she goes into her dad, and I guess she says some words which I did not understand, but basically she's like saying, I'm in charge now. I'm going to kill all those assassins.
Right. So this is why I want to talk about motivation, because it seems like in the hallway, she's like, you're right. You are right, Michael Fassbender. You need to do what you need to do. And then he does it. And then she's like, you are wrong, Michael Fassbender. I don't understand what just happened in this 3 minutes. It seems like she's all over the place. It's so hard to follow these characters. I don't understand it, man.
More importantly, what I thought was another thing I expected was when we pan out across all the cult members, the Knights Templar, we see that they are old and fat and not,
of course,
and I really wanted the assassins to just be like, I wanted them to kill everyone in that room
because they could.
I wanted them
very easily
because there was no guards in there. There was nothing.
No.
I was like, that's their ultimate plan. It's just this bloodbath.
Get them all in one place and then just murder them. That's a great move, Dan.
Murder them all.
You got a sadistic side, and I like it, Dan.
But I mean, that's what the movie's telling us, right? And then
the movie tries to tell you a bunch of things.
And then she should be like, what's her name? The doctor's out there. She just goes like, what have I done?
Yeah, violence.
Everyone needs to be eradicated. And then she starts this third thing, which is like, goody two shoes.
Goody two shoes. Okay. So the last thing I want to say about this scene real quickly is that he does just walk in there. Like, he just walks up behind him. There's a room full of people, and he just kind of struts up, slit his throat, and then just walks back out. I don't understand what's happening.
Apple
How could that
pouring out, no free willness, doesn't affect him. Not affect because he's part of the Assassin's Creed, which...
Do you think they're immune? Are they immune? They've got so much free will that you can't take it away.
I don't know. When we meet Michael Fassbender, we're going to be like, explain to us what happened.
I don't think he'll want to talk about this movie,
I don't think he's ever going to talk about this movie.
Mikey would be angry.
I don't think he'd be pleased.
Oh, man. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
The movie doesn't make any sense. It's not very interesting. The characters have no arc. There's no character development. The fights are bloodless. The action is anemic. It's forgettable. It's like, you don't forget Catwoman.
No, I'm still thinking about Catwoman sometimes, and it's great.
Her sexy hair, those crazy
in the
outfits.
beginning, you're right. In the first few minutes, great hair, and then she chops it off and looks like a mom in a minivan, which is not bad. I love moms. All right, I'll date a mom. It's fine. It's just not great. Their hair is not great.
And I'd watched the first half or 2/3 of this movie, and watching it again, I'm like, I remember the arm, I remember things, and then you're just like, yeah, what?
And now I remember why I don't remember it,
because there's nothing there to hold on to.
Yeah, this movie was not good. It was, listen, guys, sometimes you can't have everything you want, and this one was no good.
Yeah,
get over it.
So, anything else to say about this movie?
I'm ready for the sequel. That's what.
Try it again.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Alien was bad, and then Aliens was good. So there you go.
Was Alien bad though?
No, it wasn't bad at all. It was completely different, but it was not at all.
You're right about that. It's a very different movie, but it was still very enjoyable.
Very good movie. So maybe not the right choice of.
Well, it'll be different. Assassin's Creed 2 will be like a real movie, maybe, and it'll be great.
Maybe
it'll make up for all the money they lost.
So now we talk about something we like. This is not. I don't know that I like this, but I just want to talk about it for a second. The meeting the Ricardos or whatever the hell that.
Oh, okay. Did you watch that?
I watched it.
Okay, but you're not sure if you liked it. Okay.
Oh, it's like. What's his name is such a good writer, and the cast is so good, and it just sort of sucks you in. But you get to the end of it, and you're like, "Why would anyone make this movie?"
What? Okay, interesting.
I read somebody on Twitter, and they watched it with like their family over Christmas, and the parents were like, "I thought that was going to be funny, but she's more of like a dominatrix."
Oh, she is.
No, but she's just.
Dan, you got me all excited.
She's just very demanding and kind of controlling in like a weird way.
Okay, interesting.
And it's just like, but Sorkin is such a good writer.
Yes,
I couldn't turn it off. I just kept listening to it.
It's beautiful. It's poetry. It's rhythm. Like there's a cadence. It's great.
And it's his whole how he structured like these. Everybody had their sort of plot lines that all sort of weave together, and some work better than others. And
of course.
And then actually the reason to say positive things about it is, what's his name? What's his name? The bald guy that plays J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. State Farm commercials.
Yeah, he's in it, and he plays the neighbor dude. The Mertz.
The drum movie. Why can't I think of his name? You're going to kill me. What's going on?
Drum movie guy. C. Thomas Howell. He's like one of those kind of names.
That's not it at all. Although I do love a good C. Thomas Howell. So you're right about that.
He's just so fucked. He has like this one bit where he's talking about communists, and it's the funniest thing ever. It's such a good bit.
So is it worth watching?
I'm going
to watch it either way. Okay.
I would start it, and then if after half an hour you're still sort of interested, keep watching it. If you're not, then just turn it off, because it doesn't necessarily get better, but I can do that. It's like Javier Bardem. He's like he's amazing.
Yeah. they're all the cast is very solid.
The cast is incredible.
I'm excited.
I'll
give it a shot.
It's worth trying, but
Okay.
don't. It's not a family movie. It's not.
Sure.
It's not a family
Sure.
movie.
Okay.
It's not.
Interesting.
It's not fun. It's just kind of. It's kind of depressing.
And then there's some sexy dominatrix in there. I heard you loud
There's
and
actually
clear, buddy.
There's a couple sexy things in there.
Oh, is it like better than 50 Shades? Because that movie's not sexy at
That
all.
movie was not sexy. That movie was zero sexy. Yeah, she's kind of sexy.
Oh yeah.
So what do you got for us, Tony?
The
concept of Christmas.
Well, I do love the concept of Christmas, you smarty pants. But what I was gonna say, well, now I kind of want to change it. I want to change it to the greatest Christmas movie of all time, Surviving Christmas. I love that movie. We watch it every year on Christmas. I'm sure I talked about this last year too. Ben Affleck. Everyone hates it. I love it. James Gandolfini, Catherine O'Hara. I mean, unbelievable. Christina Applegate, best cast ever. But Witcher season 2 dropped this week, and we've only watched the first episode. But fuck, that show's fun, man. I love that show.
Oh, I hate that show so much.
You don't like The Witcher?
Oh God, it's so terrible.
Oh, Dan, I'm gonna fight you right now. What are you talking about?
So
He is
badly
so
written.
Sexy.
That is why
God.
you like that show. That's the only reason.
God,
He's
he
just
is
basking in his golden locks. Oh my God, he
so hot in that show,
whip
man.
my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
Well, that's
So good.
that's a good. And I think
Segue?
Witcher's one of those shows that's like you're either here or you're here.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a middle ground to it. I've never met anyone who's like, yeah, it was okay. It's okay.
So, we're going to be for next week. I figured it's finally time to do some howling at the moon.
I love to howl at the moon. I don't know what that is. It a werewolf movie?
It's the Wolfman.
Yeah, Benicio. Dan, this excites me greatly because I hate this movie, but it has my favorite line of movie history.
Don't tell me. I'm
not going to tell you.
That.
Just know that I quote it all the time, and it fits literally 0 scenarios. Like I use it out of context all the time because it doesn't make any sense in the real world. But I love it. Anthony Hopkins is so good. That's all I'm going to say.
I think I watched like the first 15 minutes of this movie, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" and turned it off.
That's not going to change, Dan. You're going to get to the end, and you're still going to feel that way. I'm ready for this.
I'm
this
very
is good.
excited. Okay, good. So we got a good one queued up after Assassin's
the greatness that was Assassin's Creed.
Michael Fassbender is manly back.
He's so good. Why? How can
So
you
good.
take all of? I don't know. Yeah, unbelievable.
You have him not doing anything.
I know, but what a mistake. What a weird choice that is to make.
We've made this action movie and we don't do anything in it. Like, how does that work?
I hate everyone that made this movie. Not everyone. The lower level guys are great. Your grips, your PAs, they all did great.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, I thought it looked really good.
Yeah,
and
fine.
The production design was fine, and there's like a ceiling that has like seagull projections in it.
Oh,
and,
we skated right over that. What the fuck is that, Dan? Why is there a ceiling of a room that just has fake bird shadows flying over it? I don't understand who makes that decision.
And why do you have like these little forests and the rooms where the people are staying? We're like,
what is going on?
Why is there a fort in the middle of the thing?
What is the home decor theme that we're going for here? I don't understand.
It's like half prison, half medieval castle. We're like, what is happening with a forest inside too, plus seagulls and these big open windows for no? They were like,
nobody knows.
I need some serious production design on this movie because it's fucking shit.
Go crazy, guys! Make it eye popping. Oh, I love it.
So if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, maybe subscribe. We keep getting more subscribers, and that's cool.
That is cool. Great job, guys. You're not watching to the end of this, though, but thank you anyhow.
You're liking something. Maybe you're like really digging the cool thumbnails I make each week for the shows. Maybe
I like them. I like them a lot, Dan. I think you do a great job.
You dig Tony's cool editing, like slaving away at the editing.
I almost do no editing. It's slim to none. So thank you for the compliment.
God bless you, Tony. So this has been Hate Watching with Dan and Tony, and we'll probably see you on the flip side.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.